Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Sharon with UCDI Daily, and just kind of chatting with you today. It's Monday, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So it's Monday. It's been a crazy week, a crazy weekend. Took a little break from social media because so many people are heightened up in emotions, and I have some emotions too. But so many people are heightened up in emotions, and just the conversations I had last week really just caused me to realize that these are some like some open wounds on both sides, as President Trump will say, on many sides. But like it's a lot of it's a lot of open wounds, like perspectives, mindsets, different things are being challenged, patterns that we've had in place for so many years are being challenged. And what is causing people to do, because we're in uncomfortable moments, is begin to put our mouth on things, to make comments, cavalier comments, again, on many sides, but begin to make cavalier comments, begin to make judgments and assessments on people you don't even know. And so, it's Monday. And typically, when I come on, I'm always going to I'm always going to say something about thought life, about the fact that judgment serves as a boomerang, whether you are aware of it or not. And like, you never have license to call people out of their name. You never have license to disparage other people. I know things hurt. I know there are wounds. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hear me. I was raised in racism. I was raised in straight to your face racism, and I was raised with subtle racism. So I was raised with people having preconceived notions about me before they knew anything about me, but that still doesn't give me the license to disparage them, to minimize their thoughts, to just be like, forget it all, storm the castle. Let me tell you, when you operate like that emotionally, emotion is good, don't get me wrong, but when emotion is your only driver, then you don't have time to make it like an informed decision and have a clear plan of addressing something that could be addressed. And I just want to say, I don't subscribe to the fact that white people are my enemy. They're not. Ignorance may be an enemy, and I thank God that I was able to go to Oral Roberts and hear this economics teacher who always would say, we must stamp out ignorance. I laughed at him at the time, but I believe that ignorance is something that is to be stamped out. So I don't think white people are my enemy. And if you're listening and you have melanin, I know, again, it's a wound or whatever, and I'm not telling you to lay down. You know what? Continue to protest. For people who think protest and looting are synonymous, that's just something that is a form of ignorance. And so with ignorance, instead of being mad and throwing something at them, ignorance is something that can only be addressed with education. If you fight fire with fire, we just got a pile of ashes, And so I just want us to be aware of that. Now, I also wanted to say, if you need help transitioning through, send some questions, or if you have questions, send questions in a private, like a private message, because some of the conversations, even on Facebook, and I'm not exempt, some of the conversations, even on Facebook, I want us to realize people read from where they are. Regardless of your intentions, people read from where you are. So if they're hurt, they're going to read from a place of hurt. If they're frustrated, they're going to read from a place of frustrated. If they're arrogant, they're going to read from a place of arrogance. And so don't waste your words, your time, or your energy. Yeah, I am hyped, Patty. That's because I have music playing right now. It's Monday. I'm working. I'm working, getting it in, right? Getting out proposals. But it's lunchtime, so I was like, I'm going to come on and I'm just going to share this before I go into the Think on Purpose group. So yeah, I am hyped. It's a good day. Back to this, what I'm saying. People read, and they read things from where they are. Our perspective drives our whole thought process, whether we know it or not. And sometimes we have to step outside, step out of that emotion, and look at things just clearly as facts. It's hard to do. It's simple. It's not easy. But yeah, I just want to come on and say that let's be mindful of who we're disparaging, because people are people. And you know what? If it's a relationship that needs to be cut off, then cut it off, man. You don't owe anybody to stay around and be their kicking post. You don't owe anybody to stay around and try to prove that you have a right to exist. You don't owe that. When people If you try to bring education to someone and they're not trying to hear that, or they can't see where they are, go to your closet, pray for them, pray for understanding, pray for mercy. But you don't owe them to stay right there. You also don't have license to disparage them though either, because that's only going to boomerang back in your life as a spiritual principle. We cannot look at it just in the natural. If you're not a Christian, then yeah, you're going to look at it just in the natural. Or if you don't subscribe to spiritual beliefs, you're going to look at it just in the natural. But spiritually, things will circle back. Things do boomerang back. And when we begin to assign meanings, disparage people, call them out of their name, or label them as something before we have an opportunity to try to educate, then it's going to come back on us. That's pretty much all I have to say. Last thing is, please seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Most of the time when we just want to be understood, it's coming out of a place of pain. And again, I understand the protest. Keep protesting. Don't keep looting. Keep protesting. It's two separate things. And I understand that these are wounds. These ism conversations we've been having on knowledge or nonsense, with all the racism and sexism that I've dealt with, even early in my life when I dealt with a lot of things based on discrimination for other reasons, sexuality, different things like that. It was crazy that things like colorism and sizeism, like these isms create hurt in so many people. And I don't think I was accurately or adequately prepared for the wounds that were going to open up when I started having these conversations. So please be mindful. Please show love with people. Please watch your mouth. Just because you can say it doesn't mean you should say it. Show love to people. Show love to people. The world will make you think like you have to pick a side, that the line is being drawn in the sand. That's not true. I've seen plenty of protests where all shades of people are singing worship songs together. They don't get a lot of news play, but it's going on. And also, I want to say this. Comments like "run them over," regardless of whether you agree with the protest or not, comments like that means that you think because someone protests, that is an offense that's equal to death. You're talking about giving somebody the death penalty or changing their entire life and their ability to work, like their entire lifestyle, just because they're protesting. Come on, man. Come on. That's some fire hose and release the dogs type stuff. So just think about what you're saying and how you're saying it. Y'all be safe. God bless. How do you say? Yeah, I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm listening to Brown Skin Girl and just working. All right, y'all be safe. Have a great day. I am going to take me a little break, go over here to the Think on Purpose group and put some things down for the people who are in the group as we are building together, navigating these emotions, maintaining emotional intelligence, and thinking deliberately and intentionally, not allowing our emotions to drive our behavior, feeling the emotions, but not allowing them to be our driver. In fact, our faculties are our driver. Y'all be safe. God bless.